Florida man. Loved by many, feared by many. But very few realize that not all men from Florida are Florida man. But all Florida men are from Florida. And with this newfound realization, I decided it was time we head down to the Sun State and visit one of our favorite friends. Welcome back to the channel, friends and friends-to-be. I hope you are all having a wonderful December. If not, no worries, because I have found a handful of men who are doing way worse off than you are. Well, at least in the brain department. Before we get going, please spread some holiday cheer. Go on down, hit that subscribe button until you hear the joyful bells of Christmas ringing loud and clear. While you're down there, why not hit that like button? Thank you so much in advance. And with that being said, let's just dive on in. Starting things off in our number 10, trash can trapper. Snakes? Gators? No worries, just call the Philly Gator Snatcher. This is no joke. There's actually a man that is roaming the streets of Florida, catching gators and snakes using a trash can. Originally from Philadelphia, Eugene had recently converted to the Florida man ways. And when a gator was encroaching on his newly purchased property, he decided it was time to do it his own way. So he grabbed a trash can and approached the alligator. He even said, "I was frightened when I had it in because it was so powerful." You don't say! Apparently, he didn't stop there either. After the video of him wrangling gators went viral, he turned it into a business. And now, he wrangles snakes and gators into a trash can and away from other people. In a way that only a true Florida man could. Next up at number 9 is hammer time. Car chases are already dangerous, and that's with two intelligent people. Throw a Florida man and a Florida woman, and it really throws a hammer into the whole situation. Or at least this next man threw a few hammers into the equation, quite literally. Shane and Tammy were in a bit of a sticky situation. They had already received a be on the lookout, or BOLO, for who even knows what. And when police finally found them, Shane was behind the wheel. Police flipped on their sirens and the pursuit was initiated. At some point, Tammy crawled into the driver's seat so that Shane could crawl into the back of the truck. That's where he kept all his hammers. He began throwing hammers along with other items out of his truck and at the officers. A spike strip was placed, and at some point, the duo was brought to a halt and arrested. How does the saying go? If you can dodge a hammer, you can dodge jail. Close enough. We are at number 8, and we have Doorbell Liquor. You know, some people go into the life of crime just for the rush of it. And then you have people like this. One couple was in for quite a shock when they reviewed their doorbell camera and saw something strange. What appeared to be a man was walking up to their doorbell, and what appears to be a stack of flyers is in his arms. He then leans in, and it appears he's licking the doorbell. After doing this several times, he steps away, points at what appears to be the flyers, and begins to walk off. But wait, there's more. Before leaving, he comes back and licks the doorbell one more time. You know, for good measure. The homeowners have reported him to the police and are apparently familiar with him. He likes to hang around their neighborhood asking people for cigarettes, money, or whatever else he can get his hands on. And whatever doorbells he can get his tongue on. Isn't that just gross? I mean, doorbells aren't really high on the list of places that are frequently cleaned around the house. We are now at number 7, and it sounds familiar. But this time, we have Toe Sucker. If licking doorbells seemed strange, this guy just blew up the weirdo meter. This Florida man decided that licking doorbells wasn't for him. He wanted to get more up close and personal. So he broke into a house while everyone was sleeping. He entered one of the bedrooms, slowly lifted the blanket, and there they were, toes. The resident then woke up while Florida man was deep into his toe sucking. Florida man told her that all was fine, he was just there to suck her toes, no worries. The resident did manage to get Florida man to leave, but not before he smashed her windows. And then he smashed her windshield. No word on whether or not the man has been caught. But make sure when you go to sleep, especially in Florida, your toes are tucked in extra tight. Number 6 is next with assault with a saucy weapon. Pizza, the perfect meal. Hear me out. It has all the major food groups, if you make it right. Pepperoni, or sausage, for the protein. Cheese for your dairy. The crust is the grain. Vegetables in the tomato sauce, or peppers, if that's more your style. And all that is left is the fruit. And for some people, that can be achieved with the pineapple. Boom! A square meal. But did you know it's also a weapon? Is there anything pizza can't do? One evening, a woman called local authorities because her 50-year-old roommate, Daniel, had tossed a slice of hot pizza at her. She said it struck her left hand. When officers arrived, they noted she also had sauce on her shoulder. Daniel denied throwing the pizza, telling officers it was actually the woman who threw it. Officers noted that Daniel was shirtless and had sauce on his chest. Quite the mystery. In the end, Daniel was arrested on charges of simple battery and violating his felony probation. May this stand as a warning to all of you. Pizza should always be treated with respect because it is, after all, a deadly weapon. We are halfway through with number 5, and we have gummy bear bribes. Joseph had a sweet tooth, but he also had empty pockets. So he decided he would head to a convenience store and get some gummy bears using his very own 5-finger discount. He left the store and came back sometime later with no knowledge that the police were there waiting for him. When being questioned, he gave officers false information and then resisted arrest. The officer was good though. He got Joseph under control and in cuffs, and while driving him to jail, Joseph came up with a great idea. He would bribe the cop. And not with a little amount of money either. No, Joseph offered the officer $1.5 million. Only catch, the officer had to let him go instead of taking him to jail. The officer was not amused. I wouldn't be either. Anyone who has to steal gummy bears obviously doesn't have $1.5 million to follow through with their bribe. And now, for number 4, we have anything for mom. This next Florida man was already in a heap of trouble, and then he decided to teach his mom how to do something. That thing was the exact reason he's in jail. Quincy had been caught using stolen identities of more than 20 people, and he had multiple credit cards on him, none of which were his. On top of all that, he was also in the process of frauding the unemployment system. So yeah, he was going to be in jail for quite some time. And now, his mama, she was in the big bad world all by herself. So he had to do something about it. During his phone calls with his mother, he explained to her how to bypass the unemployment system, file unemployment for 3 of his unemployment cards. Funny thing about jail phone calls is that they're recorded. So yeah, they kind of got caught for all of it. And now not only is he in jail, but his mother is too. Anything for mom, right? Congratulations, you have found the bonus. In this bonus, I present you Florida woman, aka Siobhan. Bradley, age 32, must have missed this day in Crooks 101 class because he attempted to have an entire pound of an illegal 4-letter substance, rhyming with Seth, sent directly to his home. One of his packages was seized and inspected. Authorities were sent to his home. They did not bring his package as he had hoped, but instead a warrant. They used this warrant to go through his house, and there they found more illegal substances and paraphernalia. They also found illegally owned weapons and enough ammo to start a war. Only Florida man could be this dull. But it gets even better. We have made it to number 2. 6 pounds of ammunition. Now, if there's one person who should never be reloading ammunition, Florida man. This Florida man was doing just that. He had 6 pounds or more of smokeless powder, and somewhere along the line he made a mistake that would turn into a fatal one. It was unclear what sparked the gunpowder. Maybe the hamster in his brain was trying a bit too hard. But something sparked it, and it caused the whole house to go boom. Firefighters showed up and put the fire out fast. 75% of the house was destroyed, and it wasn't even Florida man's house. It was a rental property. And now, it was a rental property with 25% of a house. Florida man did not survive. His wife miraculously did. This is a prime example of why they sell ammunition in stores. We have made it to number 1, and I present you Captain Chaos. Captain Chaos. Captain Chaos. Too many people know the repercussions of Captain Morgan, so I won't go into the details on that. But I will go into the details about what Florida man did after drinking entirely too much Captain Morgan. Yes, turns out with a little liquid courage, Mr. Florida man Scott was quite the fire starter and swordsman. Officers arrived to Scott's home just after 2 a.m. Flames were burning in the middle of the road, and Scott was perched in the yard holding a sword, and he had a knife on his belt. His free hand, he was chugging Captain Morgan. Scott dropped the weapons but gave no reason for the fire. He was taken into custody. End of story. Not even close. While in the holding cell, Scott had a change of heart and reversed his actions of starting fires. This time he went for water. He broke off the sprinkler head, which caused all the sprinkler in the police department to go off, in turn flooding the police station. This was apparently the last straw for officers, because after this, they took him to a proper jail, where they could properly take care of him. Well, let me know which one of these was your favorite. I hope you all enjoyed so much. Please check out our TikTok, check out our Instagram, please check out Troop TT. Also, Kickstarter. Husband's Kickstarter. For those of you saying he's fake, there's pictures of him on there, and we're going to be posting a TikTok video soon. And on Instagram, so whatever. Thank you guys. I'm blabbering now. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay smart out there, Troop TT. Words.